The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching
I'm not
and
spinning
listening.
anymore.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Yeah. NY born, NY built.
What is up, yo?
Vanilla
Happy
Gorilla,
Sunday,
Big Dog,
another Sunday
Untouchables.
with
Let's
your
go!
favorite
Step in the
hostess
ring like kings
with
of the block.
Moses.
Gorilla grip, big dog, never stop. Iron in the veins, no gimmicks, no props. This is hard work, black top and body slops. Ain't no flash, just fists and fake. We run through ropes like we run through
It
gates.
can't be. This is crazy.
You hear that roar? That's
And
the
if
Empire
nobody
Shake.
at home knows
We
who this
the
guy is, this is the big dog. He did get a tip from the Brooklyn Prodigies earlier on. They had travel issues, but not due to them being scared or anything like that. But oh my gosh, the Vanilla Gorilla and the Big Dog and the Untouchables
Now we run
just
shows like
inserted
the city
themselves
ran
into this
trap.
tag team.
Elbows harder than a steel trash can. One shot, knock 'em flat on sight. Two beats bred for the spotlight fight. They can talk tough, bark loud all night, but in the ring, we bite and we bite right. We are untouchables, NY bred. Two fists swinging, leave legends dead. Joey bring the rage, Dave bring the brain. Together we storm like a runaway train. Untouchable, New York style. We don't tap, we make them snap.
Yo, happy Sunday, happy fun day, yo. This is Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. I am the big dog, the Vanilla Gorilla, and OG. What is going on? Make sure y'all check us out on all streaming networks. Spotify, Apple,
Spotify,
iTunes.
Apple, iHeart, everywhere you get your podcast, we are.
Find us
Facebook,
all over.
everywhere.
So,
Well, I guess we can kind of kick
I
off
can hear you.
with- I guess we'll well, I don't have a mail call segment, but let's do a little bit of a mail call since we got a few since the last time we seen our viewers at home. So as you guys see here, I picked up a box of the Las Calaveras 2025 from the boys over at Crown Head Cigars. We love them. We appreciate John and all of them over there.
shout out to Hiram and Solomon,
Then we got a mail call from our guest last week, as you guys see.
who is one of our sponsors now.
Hiram and Solomon Cigars.
Shout out to them.
So they sent us a Cornerstone, and then, as you guys see here, a mixed box of sticks. And then today, we got a couple of, well, the podcast got one, I got another. So let's start with these.
Excuse me.
So everybody's been asking us where they can get some of our stuff. These were something I looked into and I ordered online just to see how they were, and we do thoroughly love them. Fresh off the presses. I only got a limited quantity. I got 10 Turnbuckles and Stogies podcast stickers, the first 10 ever made in hand from Sticker Mule.
First 10.
Shout
1, 2,
out
3,
to
4,
those
5,
guys
and 5 is 10.
and girls over there. Not only did they send me my stickers, they sent me one of their stickers and a koozie as well. So
And that's from who?
Sticker Mule.
Shout out to Sticker Mule.
They I'd seen them online for a long time. Decided to pull the trigger and see what we could get. And I like that they cut the sticker and it wasn't a big square. They made it outline the design. I'm a big fan of that, as you guys can see. It's the logo that's behind us here on the screen. So they cut it out, made our design look nice. Great quality stickers.
And it has nothing to do that we didn't put OG on there, but when we ordered these, it was before OG came back. So shout out. The next patch will be OG will be on, and he will get his stickers.
So now I got another mail call from Creekside Cigar Company in Ohio.
From Dave.
Allenville, Ohio.
Guy's name was Dave.
No.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh, actually, wait a second. Oh, maybe that's one of the owners. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's the online guys. So that's the online warehouse is what that looks like. Okay.
That's fine.
So from the online warehouse, but from the guys in Ohio, I got a bundle, a 10-pack bundle, which is what they come in, finally, of the Crown Heads Thunder Kiss. I've heard nothing but great things about this cigar. And the bundle, honestly, wasn't that expensive.
Shout out to John, Crown Heads. Shout out to you, player.
Crown Heads, Oz Family, because they're all the same. They're all in the same branch. They're all under the same umbrella, I guess, if you want to call it that. So I'm actually going to light one of these up now.
So let's ask OG, how's your dad doing?
Hey, man, thanks for asking. He's doing much better now. He's got his dexterity back and back home recouping, so he's doing a lot better. He's got some short-term memory issues, but that will come back hopefully. So he's doing good. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it.
So, are you getting the truck?
We'll see.
All right.
Oh, look at that. They come wrapped in this paper, and then they come in plastic inside of the bundle.
So good packaging.
Very smart. John's a very smart guy when it comes to marketing and packaging, which for those who have asked, he will be back on the show after PCA.
Which is next weekend.
No, 2 weeks. The 17th through the 20th. Which works for me because that's WrestleMania weekend anyway. So I'll be a little busy.
Big weekend. A lot going on.
Yeah. WrestleMania weekend starts Thursday. If you have Triller TV, the Collective starts on Thursday.
And for y'all that don't know what the Collective is autograph signings.
No, the Collective is all of the big independent companies coming together and putting on big shows all weekend.
I understand. I was getting to it. Okay, finish it.
WrestleCon is usually the big autograph signings.
So go ahead, OG, speak. OG.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just a little Wi-Fi snafus here and now and then.
Go ahead and speak, bro. Say what you got to say.
Man, I'm really excited about WrestleMania coming up. Looks like the card's really coming together nicely. You know, we did a hot take on our last episode on who we thought was going to win the main events. You guys still true to those? You still picking those? Your same picks? Or are you kind of leaning in a different direction now?
I'm telling you, Randy's winning, and so is Roman.
That's who I got too.
Only reason I don't see Roman is because there's really no need for him to win anymore.
He'll win. Here's my thing on Roman. Roman is he's a guy that really doesn't even need to be in the WWE, thanks to his cousin and putting him out in the stars. But here's my thing on Roman. So Roman Reigns is going to win because then that opens up that the new bloodline is coming. And I say the new bloodline because what's going to happen is all of the new bloodline, and I say the new, what's his name?
Who? Zella?
No, the other guy.
Jacob?
No, the one in charge of the Tamu and all of them guys.
Solo?
Solo is going to go back with Roman. And then we're going to have to figure out what's going on with the rest of them.
I don't see Solo going back with Roman. I don't.
Why not?
Because he's made a name for himself on his own. He doesn't need to go back to Roman.
So I think what's going to happen is Tonga and all them guys are going to hook up with Roman, Jey Uso and them, and you're going to have a new bloodline. But it's not going to be like when Roman was in charge. The guy that's going to take over is going to be Jey Uso.
You think so, huh?
Because Jey Uso is calling the shots. If you noticed, when Roman came out and he told him take care of him, what did he do? He turned around and took care of him. So that's my opinion. I'm opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and I have one of them. So my thing is, I think Roman's gonna win. He doesn't need to. No. Does he need to hold on to it? Absolutely not. Roman doesn't need a title. Roman is Roman on his own. He doesn't need a title. So that's my opinion. That's all I have to say about that. Next question, please.
No, I don't see
What about
Roman.
the aren't there more Fatus coming along?
Zilla's left, and then there's a couple of other ones. I don't know. Zilla may eventually come. I'm not sure when.
Well, if you haven't seen the interviews, and I've seen them all with Paul Heyman said WWE will be crazy not to sign Zilla right now because Zilla is one of the hottest going Samoan stars on the internet right now.
Yeah, he is.
If y'all
That's why I said
sign Zilla Fatu, y'all are a fool. That's all I got to say about that.
I mean,
yeah,
I think Zilla would do good mainstream, but I think personally Zilla would be better off in AEW.
Why?
Because Zilla can be more of himself without being handcuffed by creative and by what they want him to be and how they want him to be as a typical Samoan. He's not going to be handcuffed. I mean, look at how long it took them to sign Jacob. And then he had to he kept most of his how he used to be, but he's also toned it down a lot.
Well, he really had no choice but to tone it down.
Handcuffs of WWE.
I kind of see where you're coming from, Joey. I think you're right. I think in AEW he can really establish his character there, and it will be so over that when he eventually comes to the WWE, it would be very hard for creative to change that, if that makes sense.
Right, which listen, his ultimate goal is to get to WWE anyway. He's already made that perfectly clear. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Japan or he goes to AEW first, even for a year or two, and then he's gone. It wouldn't shock me at all. But again, they may just sign him. He may not even have to go to an MLW or an AEW or TNA. Nothing like that. They may wind up just signing him, and then he'll just be right on the main roster. Or they might put him through NXT. They might.
Well, they can, but why would you do that when Booker trained him? He's been doing really well all over the independents, and he's always talking to everybody that was at the WWE. What's his name that just left? From Badass, he just left. Road Dogg left. So why would he even have to go to MLW? Why would he even have to go down to NXT?
Because it's going to depend. Really, it's going to depend on how they want him. If they want him to go to NXT, then he'll go to NXT. You know, there's no rhyme or reason why he's got to go where. It's just what they want to do. That's interesting.
So now let's talk about this other independent guy that everybody's talking about. From Yonkers, the Bronx, wherever he claims he's from. My man, You Can't Hurt Me. Come on.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Come on, everybody knows him. Always in something with what's his name that's over in Europe now. Matt brought him up the other day. Matt Cardona.
Oh yeah.
Invincible.
Oh, he's from like Westchester, I think.
He's from Yonkers.
Oh no, I think he's from.
Yes, he's from Yonkers.
Down in the city somewhere.
So let's bring him up. So this is another independent guy that's very hot, heavy, and ready to go. What is the problem getting on him? Road Dogg brought him up. Paul Heyman brought him up.
Well, but if
Triple H brought him up. Everybody's bringing this guy up, but nothing is being done. Not even with AEW.
Because
what is going on with you guys?
Just because he's brought up doesn't mean they want him. They could bring up anybody. That doesn't mean they necessarily want him and have a spot for him.
I mean, I was brought up several times.
They might have they might not have a spot for him. I mean,
let's bring it up. He was already a star in AEW anyway. He was what's her name's bodyguard,
he was a security guard. He was an extra.
Yeah, that's right.
He was
not an extra. There is no extra in wrestling. Understand that, son. There's never an extra in wrestling. When you're a wrestler, you're a wrestler.
Right, but that night he wasn't a wrestler. He was a security guard. They brought him in as an extra. That's what they do. They bring in the extras who are local guys to fill in security guard spots to be able to take bumps.
Okay.
That's what that is, and that's not a knock on him.
I'm not saying it is.
He got on TV. It may not be for what he wanted, but he got on TV.
He also was in AEW. He was in AEW twice on the Battle Royal, and he wrestled Matt Cardona in Hog Wrestling.
He wrestled Cardona in GCW in Hammerstein.
Right, in Hammerstein, he did it in Hog. Matt says it all the time. So, on that note, that's another good independent guy. So on that note, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Turnbuckles and Stogie's Pod. Peace.
What you got, why you got it good. Always just a little misunderstood, but I never tried to change you, even when you're drunk all day. Every time you break, oh, it breaks my heart. Watching you drown yourself and fall apart. You're killing yourself, and it's killing me to have to say. Though it hurts so much, 'cause I love you. You were my best friend. You were my muse. The story with a good end. My rhythm blues. You were my soulmate. A damaged man. And I paid for it as much as I think. 'cause your love so deep, letting you go after all the cheap shots you take of me and Jameson. Your daddy don't help, no, he feeds you lies, and you're wondering why you can't sleep at night in the bed I made. Oh, I thought you were the one, 'cause you were my best friend, you were my muse, the story with a good end, my rhythm blues. You were my soulmate, damn it's meant, and I paid for it as much as I think I can. And I thought in the end you would miss me, but I guess I wasn't stronger than the whiskey. Oh, it hurts so much, 'cause I love you, and you were my best friend, you were my muse, the story with a good end, my rhythm and blues. You were my soulmate, damn it's meant, and I paid for it as much as I think I can. And I thought in the end you would miss me, you and I would be never ending, but I guess I wasn't stronger than the whiskey. Oh, not stronger than whiskey.
Yo, what is up? What is up? We are back. Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. Check us out on all major streaming networks, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, wherever you can find us. Check us out, Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. I am the big dog. That is the Vanilla Gorilla, and we got the OG. So let's get back to what we were talking about here. What were we talking about?
The main events.
Talking about WrestleMania. I think, like I said, I think Randy wins, and Punk stays champ. And I think it's right that Punk stays champ, because that's the one belt that has eluded him his entire career. And he's finally got it, and there's no way he's going to let it go that easy. To me personally.
Convincing. That's very convincing.
There's no way he's going to let it go that easy, because of the fact that it took him how many years to win that belt.
I will say this: if Punk keeps it, there's shenanigans that are going to go on.
I think there's going to be shenanigans regardless, if there is, but I think it's going to be a series of miscommunications, and Punk is still going to win. If it works out that way and there's shenanigans, it's going to be a series of miscommunications that lead to Roman losing.
I could see that. I wouldn't disagree with that. I wouldn't be upset with that. But I still think that Roman wins the title. I think I agree with you that Roman doesn't need the belt. That's undeniable. He doesn't need that. But I think it's what's best for business in the sense that I feel like there's several megastars that are starting to lose some of the the fan support. And I think that Punk is one of them. And I think Cody Rhodes is the other. I don't know what the issue is with Cody fatigue, but there's a general consensus from the fans that Cody's kind of wearing on people in the sense of having that title. I think Cody's another guy now. He doesn't need a title. Like, he's Cody Rhodes.
Cody doesn't need the belt. I think, well, I shouldn't say that. I think the next belt that Cody does hold is the World Heavyweight title. For sure.
Yeah.
I think he holds that belt. Now,
And he's got history with Roman. So
he's got history with Roman, but he's also got history with Punk.
not as much. Not as much heat.
As Roman, but it's documented. If you go back to AEW when Punk was there was a little bit there before Cody left. You know, even coming up to the ranks, I believe there was some way back when Legacy was a thing. I mean, I think Cody gets that belt before he leaves. I know Randy said he's going for as long as he can.
Randy said he got another 5 years.
At least. Oh shit, I gotta grab the charger. Punk's got, I have to say personally, as not only a wrestling fan, as a CM Punk fan, I think this is probably the best Punk has looked since his return to wrestling. In my opinion, I think this is the best he's looked. This is the best he's moved. Yeah. That's what she said.
I find that interaction with the fan with Punk and that fan. I didn't think Punk needed to do that. I think Punk could have ignored that fan. I just think it looks bad. Like, his reaction was not well played at all. Not well played at all.
I also think that we are going to get a Punk heel turn
at WrestleMania.
So,
but what a great way to do it, though, is him dropping the title to Roman, and then, you know, Roman celebrating, and he just goes to town on Roman Reigns.
Well, but look at, you said the interaction with the fan wasn't needed. Heel Punk interacting with the fans all the time.
So now here's my thing.
And what a lot of people may have not caught on, and I pointed this out to you, I think at WrestleMania, and I could be wrong, for anybody that paid attention to what Punk did on Monday, I think at WrestleMania you don't get CM Punk. I think at WrestleMania you get the Second City Saint. You don't get Punk.
Interesting.
Because if you watched when Punk was up on the guardrail when Roman was down and he was on the barricade behind the announcers, he looked at the crowd and went like this. Now, while, yes, that is his thing, the only time he used to do that constantly, or if you go back to AEW and look, when he used to do that, he alluded to the Second City Saint. So I'm wondering if we get that version of Punk at WrestleMania.
That's very plausible and very realistic. I again wouldn't be upset with that. Because, you know, that opens up the possibilities of a reunion with Paul Heyman.
Well,
like you could in theory, depending on what happens with what I'm calling the third main event with Brock and Oba. I think there's a good possibility you might see, you know, that juggernaut of CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, you know, Braun comes back, Breaker comes back. You can see that going up against Roman and the gang.
You could. That's not out of the realm of possibility. I think personally, if Punk comes out as the Second City Saint, the only way he can't come out the Cult of Personality. He has to come out to that original Misery and Canta or Cantante, however you say it, that he used to come out to.
Contemporary.
No, I don't think that's not. I forget how it's pronounced, but that's the song he's got to come out to. If he's going to come out as the Second City Saint, it's got to be the original theme song. It can't be.
And the place would
it won't fit.
Yeah, the place would go bonkers if that happens. Completely bonkers.
Well, they did it in AEW and they went nuts. I think if you do it in WWE at WrestleMania in front of 100,000 people, whatever it is, I think that would be freaking insane. Personally,
that would be wild. That would definitely be wild. I don't know. I'm still hanging my hat on Roman Reigns winning that match. I feel like it's a natural fit for him to do that. I feel like it's a nice conduit, like Boss said, to bring that bloodline full circle, bring them all back together, and make them like a powerhouse, and let them run roughshod and go up against, like, for me, that is a dream conglomerate of Punk and Brock, because Brock doesn't have much time left. You got Punk and Brock.
I believe SummerSlam this year or next
Brock's
year
farewell
is in Minneapolis, and that's from what I heard where Brock hangs the boots up.
So now let's get on to the next level. We already did our pro broadcast of the heavyweights. Now let's get on to the women.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited to talk about this.
Let's get on to the women. So I'm going to start with Rhea.
Oh, you want to talk about that match first? Okay.
Okay.
Not where I thought you were going with that.
I thought you were going to go with the. I thought you were going to go with the for the tag team women.
That's where I thought he was. That's where I thought he was going with it.
Let's go with the tag team. So, do I think that the youngest woman to hold a tag team title is going to hold on it after WrestleMania? Absolutely not.
I'll give you my prediction right off the bat for that match.
I'll say that to say this, because she is only there because of
talking about Nia?
Nia. That is the only reason she is a champion.
Granted, she is good.
She is good, but is she good enough to hold on to it? Absolutely not.
I mean, I'll give you my prediction right off the bat. I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
I think Nikki and Brie walk away with the titles. And here's the reason. Here's my reasoning. Because think about it. They were the women's tag team division before there was a women's tag team division. They were women's co-holders of the women's title, which they split into two belts and was a tag team champion. I think if they're going to do it, now is the time. They're both back. You got them both under Legends deals and regular performer contracts. Now is the time. If you're going to put the belts on them, do it now. And do it at Mania.
So check us out, Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod.
To give them their just due.
All streaming networks. Shout out to Crown Heads.
Listen, right here.
Who gave us Las Cavellas.
Thunderkiss.
And everything else that we smoke from.
I would just say this episode is pretty much sponsored by Hiram Solomon and Crown Heads.
Correct.
Yours are
and we don't do it enough, but we got to shout out to MBR, because without them,
Absolutely.
We wouldn't have a platform. They were the one that took us under their wing. H did an incredible job. So shout out to MBR. You got. I can't say it enough. We don't say it enough.
Well, we always talk about H. H is always popping in and out, but the reason we're doing a sponsorship because these guys are always contacting myself or Joey. Mainly Joey, because Joey talks to them all the time.
Well, Hiram Solomon, they came on the show and they were gracious
always sends
enough.
me messages, and I always answer them. And for some reason, we can't fix the email, but it always says, "Hi, I'm Joey." Meanwhile, I say I'm the CEO, and it comes up Joey.
Yeah,
So
I don't know why
email
that
him back
is.
and say no, this is Dave.
But
the
either
CEO.
way,
Either way,
it's
so
they opened it. They invited us to be able to smoke with them in person when it gets nicer. They didn't have to send us what they sent us after the show.
And they sent it to us overnight.
Right. It was overnighted to us after it got picked up from the store. I had it the next day. They didn't have to do all that. And again, it's people like that and people like Crown Heads and John and them who come on, even like Crown Heads, I have it upstairs, took the time yes, he does it with everybody, but he took the time to write a handwritten note of a thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Looking forward to smoking with you. Like, he doesn't have to do that. And it's guys like him and like and Rami and Faoud that
Rowdy.
No, I think it's Rami, ROMY. That make me want to support them and smoke their stuff and stuff like that.
Shout out to TPA.
TPA.
Don't forget TPA, October 1st through the 4th. They're having a big event in Florida.
I would love to go to that.
I'm trying to get the money to get my booth. There's only 5 booths left. If you don't grab your booth, it's $300 if you're a member. If not, it's $400.
Listen, even if we don't, right? You think about it, just to go down there and be able to, potentially schedule interview times with a lot of these cigar vendors and cigar people would be great.
That would be a blast if we can get down there.
So
For
now,
the boutique world, especially.
let's get back to Turnbuckles and Stogies. And we were up to the tag team. So do I think Nikki and Bella should win? I do. But again, I want to see my girl Bailey.
No, I don't think they win. I think Nikki and Brie come away with it, and I think maybe their first challengers potentially are Lyra and Bailey, and then that leads to kind of a
rivalry
into SummerSlam.
Yep.
Because remember, you're only a few months away from SummerSlam.
Yes.
So it could be potential that leads into a feud into SummerSlam, and maybe Nikki and Brie lose the belts there. I don't know. I personally think if they're going to get it, they need to get it at Mania. And I think that's just more of a, they should have already had them when they came back.
Should I call Tommy or one of them and ask him?
There was a few times they should have had it. But
I think they get it too. And they got a lot of momentum going on right now too.
Well, even with he's still wrestling.
Yeah, no, I have nothing against Lyra and nothing against Bailey. I think that's a great tag team that, man, I don't know how that survives, especially with Bailey going through her moment there. I didn't think that was going to last.
That's because Bailey is like everybody else. Bailey doesn't need a belt. Bailey's been there, done that. She's done it all. What's left for her to have? She had a title. She had tag teams. She had the Intercontinental. What's left for her to do? Just have fun. She tells you.
That's what she's doing.
I'm having fun.
That's what she's doing. She's clearly having fun.
Like me, everybody said you were a title champion for NAWA and all of this. It was great. It was fun. I had a blast. I'm just in it now because I'm having fun. That's it. All it's about is having fun in the wrestling world. And if y'all don't know about the wrestling world, wrestling is nothing but a sport. It's like UFC and all of that. It's all a sport. We're out there for you guys, not for us. So I'm going to say I think Bailey and Lyra win the titles at WrestleMania. That's my call.
I'm sticking to my guns.
I got to go with the Bellas. I think the Bellas win it.
All right. So now let's go to the women's champions. You have 2 of them.
You have the world heavyweight title.
You have 2 champions.
You have the women's heavyweight and then the women's WWE champion.
So I'm going to go with Rhea Mother effing and let her win the title over Jade. And I'm going to be honest, do I think Jade should be a champion? Jade ain't wrestled since she won the title. And now she recruited the other two clonies, and I say clonies
B-Fab and
because
somebody else.
They're not wrestling either.
Well, B-Fab was wrestling for a while. She was part of Hit Row with Swerve and AJ Francis and those guys, and then they let her run on her own for a little while. But there's so much depth on the roster that there's not enough spots for everybody, personally, because they sign too many people too fast.
Because they're trying to sign them before they go to AEW or TNA or MLW.
I think what it is too is, a lot of these people have been, like, she's been putting in the work, whether it was NXT, the Women's Rumble. I think she's been wrestling on Superstars and Main Event. So I think she's back in the fold eventually at some point. Being that they're running with Jade, that's going to put them in a bigger spot. I forget who her other recruiter is. I think it wasn't Meechin.
My thing is this.
Which would have been Mia Yim.
My thing is this. And she's part of Jade's clan now. So my thing is, why would you put
keep talking. Give me 1 second. Keep talking. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Why
keep going.
would you put yourself with Jade when you and Mia, if you're that good or you think you're that good, you can do this by yourself. You don't need to be behind somebody to hold you up.
I don't know if that's who she's with.
She's with Mia. It's Mia and Jade and B-Bab or B-Bab, whatever.
B-Fab?
Yeah. So that's just my opinion. So now, do I think she's gonna wear Jade out, and the other two can jump in, because I'm sure that
yeah. So it is. It's her, B-Fab, and Jade.
I just said that like 3 times.
I didn't realize that it was her. I thought it was, but wasn't sure.
So do I think that they can do it on their own? Absolutely.
I mean,
do I think that Jade and even Booker T said it and everybody else said it? Jade should have stuck down in NXT before she popped up, because yes, she was undefeated in AEW, but AEW doesn't have a lot of good women.
Well, remember too, AEW does have a lot of good women, and we won't say they don't, because they do. The problem is they didn't have anybody as big as Jade.
Not yet.
See, as far as that, like now they have, now they do. They have Megan Bain and Lena Cross and all those. Now they have people that would be competitive to Jade. Where, yes, they had, or not competitive, comparable. Because Statlander was competitive for I'm not going to say she should or shouldn't have went to NXT. That wasn't her call. That's what everybody I also don't think realizes, is that was not her call. That was WWE's call. They're the ones that brought her up. They didn't.
Like Paul Heyman said, you brought her up too fast, too soon, and once she got hurt and she got put through the car windshield, she should have been out at least for 6 to 7 months.
She's out almost a year.
And she should have came back, and they should have worked her up. But who am I? I'm just a guy that sits here and watches wrestling and knows the business. So, guys, on that note, we got to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with next week.
You're just as scared as I am of this. But we both know love is always a risk. And when the storm clouds come, most will run away. But between you and I, all I have to say is, baby, we belong together, you and I. Even through the worst weather, the sun will always rise. And through the darkest nights, we will be just fine. And we'll be left with lavender sky, lavender sky. We've both been hurt like hell before, but we both know sometimes love is war. And when the storm clouds come, us won't stand in the rain and dance. But between you and I, we should take a chance. 'Cause baby, we belong together, you and I. Even through the worst weather, the sun will always rise. And through the darkest nights, we will be just fine. And we'll be left with lavender skies, lavender skies. It might take a while to figure some things out. Nothing worth it comes easy. Through the time and miles, I've never had a doubt. I need you and you need me. 'Cause baby, we belong together, you and I. Even through the worst weather, the sun will always rise. 'Cause baby, we belong together, you and I. Even through the worst weather, the sun will always rise. And through the darkest nights, we will be just fine. And we'll be left with lavender skies, lavender skies.
Yo, what is up? What is up, yo? It's Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. I am the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, and the OG. Check us out on all streaming networks. Shout out to MB Radio. We couldn't do this without MB Radio. This is 4 years gone, baby, and we are here to stay.
Yes,
We're
sir.
not going nowhere. So check us out on all streaming networks, including MB Radio. They always have a show going on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So now, where are we? What do we need to get to? Talk to me. Speak.
You were talking.
Speak.
I wasn't talking.
Yes, you were.
Oh,
You were talking, not
so
us.
now we did Rhea. So now let's get to the next women's champion, which I think the Spanish lady, what's her name again?
So there's Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan.
I think Liv Morgan is going to whip the shit out of what's her name? She's been a champ too long. She's been there a year, and she's also the women's Battle Royal Women's Champion. So I think she's.
I agree.
Talking about the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's
Liv
good, yeah.
is going. I agree. Liv is going to win, but she's not going to do it by herself. She never has. She never will. The Judgment Day is going to get involved. So sorry, Stephanie, but you're losing your title.
I don't see Stephanie losing, but I do see a lot of shenanigans taking place.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely going to be outside involvement from the Judgment Day, and not just Raquel. I think you're going to see all their smiling faces at some point in time in that ring.
Well, there's only 2 other people, young man.
Well, no, there's I call him Farquaad, King Farquaad. I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about.
JD.
Yeah.
You got JD and you got
JD, you got Dominic.
Dominic. And
You got Dominic. You got what's her name?
You got
Roxanne. Roxanne. Thank you, Roxanne. Yeah, Roxanne.
You got Liv. You got Raquel,
Dominic.
but I think Raquel's on her way out as well. And then you got Dominic and JD.
That's it.
And then I think you have is it Finn and Dominic at WrestleMania?
Yes. But let's say it again.
I think Stephanie wins. I think Stephanie retains.
Nah, I don't think
if Stephanie loses, it's not because Liv beat her.
What do you
Correct.
mean?
It's gonna be because Raquel and Roxanne and everybody.
Roxanne.
Now, that's not to say that EO doesn't come out to try and.
Is she okay? Is she okay after that dive? That was brutal. That was brutal. That was
Stephanie. Potentially, maybe Rhea helps Stephanie. Again, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of maybe somebody from NXT coming to Vaquero's rescue.
Maybe somebody she was close with. You know who it could be? I could see Lola coming to a rescue.
Yeah, because isn't she slated to come up soon?
Lola is slated. There's a few that are slated to come up.
You know who else is slated to come up soon? You know who else? The Big Dog. He's slated to come up soon.
No, he's not. I could definitely see Lola coming out and saving her. I mean, there's a few different people that could potentially come out and save her. It may be somebody we forgot about that's been away that comes back.
Like who?
You know, who knows exactly? That's what I'm saying. You don't know.
Well, I mean, it's gotta make sense in the storyline too. Like a logical reason why anybody from NXT would come up to help her, or anybody in the main locker room to help her. Vaquero really doesn't have a lot of on-screen friends.
Right.
So that's why I think Liv is going to win. I think there's going to be shenanigans. I hate it because I love Stephanie boom Vaquero. But I think she loses her title.
I'm going to say Stephanie retains. And if she loses, it's going to be under no fault of her own. It's not going to be because Liv beat her. It's going to be because shenanigans ensued, and that's what cost her the belt. Take your microphone off. You're going to go on the phone.
Hello? Who's this?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's too much stacked against Stephanie right now.
Okay.
So what I see coming and happening
Okay, so I just show up there.
after that is, I mean, listen, I don't know. I have no idea. I want to say Stephanie wins. I do.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I want her to win. I want Stephanie to win, but I just feel like everything's just pointing at this point to the fact that Judgment Day is going to get involved, and there's going to be too many bodies in her way. She's going to be fighting too many battles.
Well, to be fair, too, though, I mean, if Liv wins, it's not, and I'm going to say this, it's not the end of the world because of the fact that Liv technically never lost that title.
But how many times has that happened, though? Male or female? I mean, we're forgetting about Naomi. It's not out of the realm. Maybe Stephanie loses because Naomi comes back just to interfere, not to take a bump, not to get in the ring, but just to interfere.
Now let's talk about that.
If that happens, that would be more of the
help for
the Jade aspect.
Silver. Right, Jade.
That would be more of the Jade aspect because of the fact they have that history. But Naomi did have the women's world heavyweight title. So
and
it's not
right. And Naomi said she was coming back for her belt.
And it's not out of the realm of possibility for either match for her to show up in.
And she never ever lost the belt. She had to relinquish it due to her
correct,
which she did wind up having the baby not long ago.
Right.
So you got that.
Like here's what I'm along the Naomi thing. Here's what I envision as a distinct possibility of happening. That match is going along. Vaquer is defending against Judgment Day and Liv Morgan. She's holding her own, and then boom, Naomi's music hits, and that's all it takes to distract Stephanie Vaquer, and Liv Morgan takes that belt.
Or, hear me out. Well, no, because if Naomi comes back, I don't know if she comes back as a heel.
Naomi's coming back.
If she comes
her
back,
face and take what's hers.
If she comes,
she's got to come back as a heel. She has to come back as a heel.
Then if she does, then Stephanie's got to retain the belt because you can't put her and Liv in a program together. It won't work. So now, if that does happen, I think what happens is Naomi comes out. Let's just say Naomi gets involved, and this is pure speculation.
Correct. I don't know anything. You don't know anything.
Cost Liv the win. Stephanie retains, and then that leads to coming out of WrestleMania a program with Stephanie and Naomi potentially carrying into the summer or to whatever the next pay-per-view is.
But that could also lead to the three of them clashing because now Liv's pissed off. Because Liv's pissed off that, like, Liv could be almost within an inch, within a one count of winning that title, and boom, Naomi's music hits, distracts Liv. Okay, let's say Vaquer retains just because of that alone. Now, Naomi's going after Vaquer because she's got her belt, but Liv's pissed off that Naomi caused that distraction and caused her that title again. So now you got that volcanic.
You have to understand one thing. She doesn't have her belt.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't.
She most certainly she does. Vaquer.
She has Liv's belt.
I thought Jada had her belt.
No, because Vaquer was in that competition for the belt.
Yeah, because Liv had it and lost it to, I believe, Asuka. And then Asuka lost it to Naomi. And then Naomi relinquished it because she got pregnant. And then Vaquer
they had the tournament
in that tournament. And that's what happened, I believe. I could be wrong.
Yep.
Now, I think the match I'm personally most excited for, I don't know what night it is
right. WrestleMania is 2 nights.
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday. Check it out.
So that's why we're not giving you exact dates or days of the cards, which I could pull up in 3 seconds if we want to run down the whole. You know,
I think Obafemi and Brock lead off night one.
And I think
First match. First match.
Brock out.
So let's do this because we got about a half hour left.
I'm going to take Obafemi. Because
I'm taking Oba and a shocker. I'm going to give it a shocker. 43 seconds. Oba's going to take out Brock Lesnar.
So these are nights to be determined. These are all the matches slated for both nights. There's no, this is night one, this is night two. I believe Roman and Punk are leading off night one or ending night one, or night two. I don't remember, but you got Punk and Roman for the title, which we all gave our predictions on. Stephanie versus Liv, we just gave our predictions on. Then you have Cody and Randy, which we gave our predictions on of who we thought was going to win. But let's run them down. You guys give who you think is going to win, and then this way everybody's got it. So Punk and Roman, I'm going to go Punk. You're Roman OG, and so are you, right?
I'm Roman.
All right. Then you got Stephanie and Liv. I'm going Stephanie, but on the chance that there is a program coming out with somebody out of Mania and it's going to be a heel, she's got to be the baby face, potentially.
I still got Liv Morgan.
Cody and Randy, I'm going Randy 100%.
Randy.
With somebody in his corner, I haven't figured out who yet.
I'm going to tell you who it is.
I'd like
Cowboy Bob.
There's speculated that it's Cowboy Bob.
Cena.
No, I don't see John.
Yep.
I don't see John.
Okay.
John's hosting, right? Or was that an April Fool's?
John's the host. I don't see John in his corner. I do see Cowboy Bob maybe on the strong fucking off chance.
If you smell
Ted DiBiase Jr.
Oh.
That's who I see.
Oh.
Wild card.
That's a distinct possibility right there. You're right.
Now, Jade and Rhea, we all gave our things on that. Everybody, I believe, is in favor.
And then
of
we
Rhea
stopped at
Hogan.
Oba and Brock because we're getting there.
Then you had Oba and Brock. I mean, that's just going to be
shocker.
A big man match.
I'm
I
going
can
with
see him
Oba.
putting Oba over.
So now let's get back.
Now
to,
you have AJ and Becky.
We didn't even get there yet.
AJ and Becky.
That's where we stopped.
I'm saying we're a half hour, so going into the matches is going to be.
All right, go ahead.
I got Becky. I got Becky Lynch.
And Brock is just going to be a slugfest. Let's just be honest. Oba and Brock is going to be a flat out slugfest.
I could be 1,000% wrong, and I probably am, but I don't think so. I see a Goldberg, Brock Lesnar kind of thing going on, where Brock is super cocky. He comes in, gives Oba a few really good shots, couple suplex cities, but then all of a sudden Oba just stands up and throttles Brock in just seconds. So I give it like 43 seconds, entire match.
I give it a minute and a half.
I don't know.
Okay, minute and a half.
Time frame because I don't know how long they plan on having this go. They haven't gotten at each other for a couple weeks. So
think about it. It's at least bare minimum 5-minute entrance for both of them. They're not coming right into the ring. They're going to be. They're going to take their time.
Let's get to the AJ Lee and Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
AJ.
I
don't see Becky losing.
Give it to AJ.
I don't see AJ losing that fast.
I do.
I don't.
I do. She's on. She too is on a Legends contract. So I see her losing and not. I see her losing and not coming back till SummerSlam.
No, she's on a performer's contract.
Yeah, she's under a performance.
She's not.
I thought she was Legend. I thought she was under Legends.
As far as I know, she's under a Legends merch deal. She's not under.
Oh, okay.
Contract.
Okay. Then I got my info mixed up.
I could be wrong. I think the Bellas are the same way. I think they're under Legends deals or Hall of Fame deals, but performer contracts for a certain amount of dates.
I'm still gonna say Becky Lynch. That's my pick. I'm not changing that.
Sami Zayn versus Trick. I don't see Sammy losing because Sammy just won it. If it was Trick and Carmelo, which has a lot of history behind it, I 110% would have told you Trick.
So now I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn on that because it took Sammy a while.
Yeah, I'm
and kissing
Sammy.
a lot of booty to get where he is.
Actually, Sammy just works. Sammy just works hard, man.
But Sammy's also been kissing a lot of booty to get where he is. So
I'm sorry.
Sammy. Happy Passover. Happy Passover to all my Hebrews and all my Jewish people.
You know what? Sami Zayn is the next Drew McIntyre, a whiny little bitch. I'm going to go with Trick Williams.
If you would have told me Carmelo versus Trick, 100% I would have went with Trick.
So now
because it makes sense.
Next, we have an unsanctioned match: Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. I'm going with Jacob.
I go Jacob 110% the whole way.
Fatu, definitely.
I think that's a big win for him under his belt.
And it puts him in the championship picture.
It puts him in a different light, and I think you could do a lot more with Drew and Jacob as well coming out of this.
Yeah, you can carry that right on through to Survivor Series if you wanted to. Like, you could just carry that all year long.
Now you have Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Now,
oh, that's tough, man.
Now, here's my take on this. I think you get the Demon Finn Balor.
Oh, I never thought of that.
I think you can potentially have the Demon on WrestleMania, 100%.
So now,
here, hold on. I wanted to say one thing about that. I think you're on to something because WrestleMania next year is in Saudi Arabia, so they are going to want to knock out. They were going to, right? Isn't it 27 or is it 28?
I don't think that's going to be a thing from what I'm hearing.
That's going on with the oil.
There ain't going to be a lot of stuff going on in Saudi Arabia right now with all those wars.
Yeah, but that's still a year away from now. And I feel like WWE is getting a lot of heat for putting WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. So I feel like they have to hit a home run with this WrestleMania here in the States to take the edge off of WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia.
And just to touch on a match from earlier, I said it to you the other night on Friday last week. Coming out of WrestleMania, Randy Orton's first championship feud is against Matt Cardona.
Correct.
Yes.
That's the first feud coming out of WrestleMania. And I think that fit perfectly.
And I think that's going to go for months and months. And I see that.
And I think, and I'm going to say this now, by the end of that feud, Matt Cardona is world champ.
So now,
100%. Let's get to we'll talk about that.
Let's get to match number 10.
Now, this match, I am very, very, very excited for.
Let's get to match number 10.
It's a 5-way.
Penta versus Javon Evans versus Dragon Lee and versus JD McDonough and versus Rusev.
But you have
I'm going with Javon Evans.
But you have to preface this. You're not prefacing it right. It's a 5-way ladder match for the Intercontinental title. It's not just a 5-way match thrown on WrestleMania.
Okay.
It's a 5-way ladder match.
Who's in it again?
So it's a 5-way ladder match. It's Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Lord Farquaad, and Rusev.
I'm going with Javon Evans. Number one, the kid is hot. He's very well liked. And he knows what the hell he's doing. And they want to make a name, so they're going to put him as a champ, and he's going to be the world's youngest Intercontinental champion.
I don't see Penta losing.
Just turned 21 years old.
I don't see Penta losing at WrestleMania. I don't.
Oh, wow. It is. So I agree with both of you on this, and I'm very torn on this because I don't for storyline purposes, it makes sense for Penta to retain because that elevates Penta even more than he is.
And I think their plan is to
Javon,
put Javon
right. But Javon is, man, he is awesome. Like, he's got to be one of my favorite new wrestlers. Like, not new, you know what I mean? New main roster wrestlers. So, man, I can't abstain from this guess, but I'll say Penta with Javon as a possibility.
Even Rusev could be, that whole match could be a possibility.
We're going to take a break and come back with match number 10.
Quick break.
All right.
On the front lines we stand, side by side, with courage and strength that we won't let slide. Through the chaos, our hearts beat as one. Each brother's a soldier, into battle we run. When the shots ring out, we won't back down. In the silence of loss, we'll wear our crown. We are soldiers, brothers in arms. Through fire and fury, we weather the storms. In unity, forged through the blood that we shed. Together we stand, living for the dead. Each step we take through the mud and the pain, memories linger like the echoes of rain. We fight for the fallen, our spirit won't break. In honor we carry their names in our wake. Though the cost is high, our bonds grow tight. In the darkest of hours we'll shine our light. We are soldiers, brothers in arms. Through fire and fury, we weather the storms. In unity, forged through the blood that we've shed. Together we stand, living for the day. With every heartbeat, we carry their name. In the brotherhood force, you'll never be the same.
Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, it's Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. I am the big dog, the Vanilla Gorilla, and the man
see you
OG.
because of the sun.
That's cool. I don't need to be seen. I'm heard.
Thank God.
That's all that matters. Follow
That
us
song
on
was kick-ass,
NBR
by the way.
Radio.
That was a kick-ass song.
Follow us on NBR Radio. Check us out on all streaming networks from Spotify on down the line. So let's get back to the match with Penta. I personally am going with Javon Evans as the winner.
I mean, I wouldn't. So I'll say this: I wouldn't be mad if Javon Evans won
because he made a statement. He made a statement. They asked him how come he didn't stay in NXT to win. He said, "I don't need a belt." He said, "That's why I came up to the top to win a great belt." So
now,
shout out to him.
Could I again, hindsight being what it is, if Penta does lose, the only one I could see him potentially losing to, and he doesn't even have to be involved to lose, and because of the way they pushed him when he came back, would be Rusev.
Yeah, I can't see Rusev.
I can.
Rusev is okay.
He's good,
but he's just not anything for anybody right now.
Well, I think they messed up the booking personally. And maybe this is how they planned to do it, was kind of have him attack everybody like he's been doing. And then WrestleMania, he wins the belt in the ladder match, and that puts him back in a title picture.
That's why what's his name said what are you doing up here? And they said to him, you didn't win anything in NXT. You came right up to the top, and now you're up for a title shot. And he said, that's what I'm here for. So shout out to you, Javon, my main man.
I wouldn't even be mad if Dragon, like that whole match has a lot of great athletes. Penta, Javon, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough. I mean, that whole match is stacked.
Action. Non-stop action.
You have 4 people that held titles. Dragon Lee, Rusev, and
Penta.
And JD.
I said JD.
JD's held the tag titles. Rusev has held multiple titles.
So what I'm saying is they're going to probably give it to Javon. And Javon's answer is going to be, thank you. Who's the first one? Bada bing, bada bang.
Well, I think the first one back is going to be Penta.
I don't know. I think if they play their cards right with this match, they can put over Javon without him winning the belt. Like, they can have him have a super strong match and put him over. I agree. I think Penta is going to retain this title, but I see Javon having just a barn burner match. I think he's going to seal the show.
Do I think Javon is going to win? 110% on my count.
By the way, boss, you sit in the background with that light coming over your shoulder, smoke in the air. That's fucking badass. That's boss shit right there. That's boss level shit right there. Oh, I can't say it. I'm sorry. Kaka duty.
That and then the next match we already covered early on in the show, which is the 4-way tag team title match for the women. And just to give everybody a rundown of who's in it, we didn't cover them all. It's Alexa and Charlotte, the Irresistible Forces, Nia and Lash, the Bellas, and Bailey and Lyra. I'm going to stick with my original ploy or guess or whatever you want to pick of the Bellas. That's just where I think I'm going to pick on that one.
So now, let's go to match 12.
Which is the final match on the 12-match card, which is split up into 2 nights.
Gunther
versus Seth Rollins.
I'm going with Seth.
I don't see Gunther winning this match, only for the fact of Seth just came back. Seth is on a rampage and a tear to get his hands on the Vision and on Paul.
I think, again, I'm going to go black sheep on this one, and I think it's going to be a no contest.
That's interesting.
I don't know how, but I just feel like there's not going to be a definitive winner in that match. Seth is not going to tap out. If anything, he may pass out, but he won't tap out. And neither will Gunther. So I just feel like that's a potential draw.
Now, the one thing I'm going to say I don't like about this WrestleMania card, and everybody can hate me, whatever, I don't really care. I don't like the fact the tag team titles, neither one is going to be defended on this card. I'm not a big fan of that. Neither of the men's tag team
it's not too late.
Defended.
What's not defended?
It could be the pre-show match.
Yeah, but
it could be a pre-show match.
But the thing is they've done
on ESPN or something
matches on the pre-shows. You know what I mean? Like the last time they had the
I don't think
man on the main card was the TLC match with the Guns and DIY and the Street Profits, and they showed out. They stole the show.
So what? See, here's my thing. What is going on with the Street Profits? They're dead.
Well, no, they're not dead. They're out because I believe Montez is hurt, and I know Dawkins just had a baby. And I only know because it was posted all over the place. Every social media outlet picked up that he had a baby.
Shout out and congratulations to you, homeboy, but you got to get back to work and make that move.
Well, so now there's one thing that popped up that I was reading that I saw, and I'm kind of excited about.
That you're gay?
I'm
just asking.
Where's the post?
For the guy next door.
So apparently, rumor has it that WWE gave Mattel the green light to now create and start molding and making AAA action figures. So you're going to get the likes of Mr. Iguana, Dr. Wagner Jr., El Hijo de Dr. Wagner, Pagano, La Parca.
Who were they to say okay?
They own it.
They don't own it, right? What's the name does?
No, they own 51%. They can do whatever they want.
The wife owns AAA.
No, she doesn't. She sold it. They sold it to WWE. WWE and TKO control 51% of the company.
Well, they had no choice.
Well,
they're going broke.
No, they had a choice, but the only way to get the mainstream attention was to sell. But like they're making, I mean, El Hijo de Vikingo allegedly. I don't know if this is all true, but I'm seeing the action figures and the packaging online, and they look real. They look like they've been molded and painted and packaged. So I think that's a big thing for AAA because they're getting the mainstream now with the action figures. They're garnishing more of an audience.
Now, tell me if you've heard that this is true or not, but I've heard, rumors from online wrestling websites and stuff that SummerSlam is going to 2 nights. Is that true?
I heard that too. No, SummerSlam is already 2 nights.
This year?
They did it 2 nights in Jersey. There was talks of another pay-per-view going to 2 nights.
Well, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I could be wrong. I know it was either SummerSlam
or Survivor Series.
Going to 2 nights, and one of them did not need 2 nights. If you're going to do 2 nights, then you have to go back to Team Raw versus Team SmackDown on Survivor Series because you can't do the 5 men and 5 women and they're on the same brand. To me, that doesn't work.
So we're in 2027, correct?
Yeah, 26.
Correct. 26.
That doesn't work. Also, earlier, there's been 2 wrestling deaths today. As we record this here on Saturday, Bushwhacker Luke has passed away. And I think the other day or today, Flying Fred Curry Sr. has passed away as well.
Yeah, so shout out to them. But also, SummerSlam.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Our condolences.
Minneapolis, Minnesota on Saturday, August 1st and Sunday, August 20th.
Yeah, so SummerSlam's already 2 nights.
Okay, so it must have been. It was Survivor Series. I heard.
That's where I heard Brock is supposed to hang the boots up. Is SummerSlam?
That's what I heard.
Now, if they're going to do it the right way, I think Brock's got to hang it up on night 2 because that's Sunday.
Yeah, close that show out. Yep, absolutely.
Make Brock the main event,
and I say let him win. I feel
like if you're gonna I feel like for Brock, he's got to go over, and that's just
me.
And it's not because it's his hometown. It's just that's how Brock was always billed.
Yeah.
And Brock was built to be a big monster. I think if he does go out, just like Undertaker did with AJ, he's got to go out on top.
Yeah.
And I think when Brock goes out and Brock is fully done, hate me, don't hate me, I don't really care what your opinion is. It's mine. Brock's first ballot Hall of Famer, no questions asked.
And who's going to come
Hands
out
down.
with the Hall of Fame?
It's got to be Paul.
Nah, I think the Undertaker's going to do it
If
again.
Paul doesn't what I'm saying is, if Paul doesn't induct him, then it's got to be Randy or it's got to be John. Because those were his two, or even Kurt, because those were three of his biggest rivalries through his career. So, I mean, listen, we're at that time.
Well, it could be Taker. It could be Taker too, because he broke the streak.
True. Well, not only that, there was a lot of history with Taker on the back end, and he had that UFC fight, and he walked past Taker, and Taker said, "You ready to do this, or you want to do it now?" And he knew what that meant. They've never spoke to what that means till this day. But
they will.
Brock knew what that meant. He says Brock knows what it means. He knew what it meant. And I think it was meant for Brock to come home and him and Taker to have that Mania match.
Agreed.
Now, we're winding down. We're at the last 4 minutes or so.
So it's been a great show.
We will see you guys on the 12th.
We will see you guys on the 12th because this is a Sunday fun day.
With our guest, pro wrestler Ryan Frost, who has been all over the Northeast. He's been all over New England. Test of Strength, New World Wrestling. He's been all over. So he will be live on the show with us. After that, the next week, we have another wrestling guest, the Saturday Night Delight, Vinny Abruzzi.
Nice.
He will be on joining us as well. He is somebody that we've worked the show with.
So let's go back. So I get tired of being asked when we're going to have wrestlers on. Do y'all know how hard it is to get somebody that is booked from Friday to Sunday,
sometimes
to come
Thursday
on a show? No, y'all don't. So if y'all never done a podcast or tried to interview somebody, y'all can really go F yourself. How about that?
And we're working on things to, you know what? Let's make this announcement now because we've already spoke. We've decided the blends have been finalized. We are waiting on pricing and bands, but blends are finalized for the first limited edition Turnbuckles and Stogie cigar.
Limited.
Or if I can get a Connecticut, it's going to be a 5-pack. If not, it's going to be a 4-pack. It is going to be 2 Maduro and 2 Habano Robusto and Toros, and that will be the limited edition run of Turnbuckles and Stogies, the first one. Now that once the first one gets out there and you guys buy it and you enjoy it, by the time you guys are buying and enjoying it, we'll probably already be working on the second one. Number 2. To try to have out, hopefully, if we can make things happen by the end of the summer, potentially, beginning of September. Get it while it's still nice.
That's your first edition. Second edition will be out before Christmas.
Well, that's why I said probably by, I'm hoping by September, maybe October the latest, because I want you guys to be able to enjoy it in the nice weather.
Don't wait on that second edition. Get your name in the hat and make sure you get the first limited edition. Get that first. Go get them.
Pre-order pricing will be up soon. We kind of have an idea of what it potentially might be, but again, I need to get a hold of my guy, and he's got to get a hold of his people in the factory and make sure we can get the bands and everything set to go. And then you guys will send me the money, send me your information, and I will make sure that it gets all put into the program. It's got to go because it's not going to come from me. It'll all come from him in the shipping. But you guys will have everything in your hands. So, again, it's still coming soon, but blends have been finalized.
On that note, guys, it's been Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. I am the big dog. He is the Vanilla Gorilla. He is the OG. Yo, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
No, next week.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm, and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25, and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.